Venla Hovi. I'm a three-time hockey Olympian from Finland, and I'm coming on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
Turn it up. The #1 sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
So born in Finland, when did you actually start playing hockey?
The first time I skated, I was 2 years old and joined a team to actually play hockey. I was 4 years old, so pretty young.
Did you start playing with boys and then turn over to women's?
Yeah, there was no girls teams yet at the time when I started, so I played and kind of followed my older brother's footsteps and I joined a boys team.
Okay.
And did you play any other sports growing up?
So many that it's kind of, I played everything. Like organized soccer, that was like my other one kind of that I played till I was about 16, very competitively. But then besides that, I snowboarded. But I played a lot of not organized sports, but just played a lot of everything, I guess.
Yeah, very athletic.
Yeah, I was active. I loved moving around and loved the competition, and I guess it was just my nature.
There you go.
Any nicknames, and what's your favorite jersey number that you wore?
Nicknames, there's a lot of those. Probably from my childhood would have been Vempula.
Okay.
In Canada, my teammates called me Hoves.
Okay.
There's many other ones on the way. Favorite jersey number was 9.
Okay.
No.
I love your accent.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome. So what's one challenge you came across in getting to where you are today, like sports wise?
I think the biggest challenge has always had to do with being a female player, to be honest, and then financial struggles and trying to figure out a way to actually, train like a pro, but you're not a pro at the same time, and then working on the side and going to school, and so it was kind of constant juggling of many things from early mornings till late nights, so that you're able to live and buy food and but then at the end of the day, everything, the hockey piece and being able to train had to always be number one still. So I think that was kind of the ongoing struggle after playing as an older player. That was definitely one of the ones that was probably the biggest struggle.
And who did you mirror your game after? Who did you look up to?
Growing up, my favorite player was always Saku Koivu from Finland.
Yep.
He was usually the number one, and then going outside of Finland, Pavel Bure was probably the one that I looked up a lot to. Kind of, I thought I was a similar player as a young player, so I looked at a lot of his breakaway moves and loved his speed, and yeah, those two were probably my favorites. I didn't know any female players, so those were the two that I kind of looked up to.
And Koivu was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, always.
And Pavel Bure, that's my favorite player, and of course Vancouver's favorite player.
Yeah.
So that's really good. And then you spent time with the University of Manitoba Bisons. What courses did you take?
I actually graduated as an ESL teacher from that university. Yeah, I started in a pre-master's program in linguistics, and then didn't like it, and then I switched into teaching. And I've always loved languages and learning about them, and then I don't know, it just kind of happened where I started taking ESL courses, and I absolutely loved it, and then ended up graduating with that degree.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And any pregame meals or rituals when you played?
I was probably the player with the least rituals. I feel like when things went as wrong as possible, that's when I played my best. So I tried to stay out of creating any kind of habits or any kind of things that I had to do, because I think those are kind of dangerous, to be honest. When things change and things are on the fly and you're traveling, I feel like I was good at just going with the flow and not worrying about, needing to do something specific.
Yeah. And describe opening and closing ceremonies as you attended both the 2010 and 2018 Olympics, where you won bronze.
Um,
What's that feeling when you're walking in there? I know going in, Vancouver is one, for instance. You walk in the stadium for opening ceremonies. What's going through your mind?
Honestly, I feel like the Vancouver Olympics, those were my first Olympics, and being younger and kind of not knowing what to expect. I think everything was so big, so overwhelming that it's just, I don't know where my head was at. You're just kind of looking around, and it's surreal and kind of, needing to pinch yourself and ask that, what am I doing here? And then, and actually Pyeongchang Olympics opening ceremony, similar feeling in a way, like obviously super appreciative and grateful to be there. But at the same time, I was way more experienced and I thought I could enjoy more every single second of the Olympics, just outside of the hockey piece too, just because I've been there before and I knew how unique that opportunity is as a player. The closing ceremony, I have a little different story. I ended up not going. That was my own decision. So I flew back to play with our Bison team from Winnipeg. The team had lost in the semis the first game, and it was you need 2 wins to move on. And I told the team, as soon as we're done there, whatever, I'm flying back to play. It was always, that team was super, super important to me. There was something special about that journey playing for that team. And we won the bronze, and obviously had quite a bit of fun after the game. And the next day I was on a flight back to Manitoba, and I went to play, and then we won the second game, and then we won the third game. I ended up winning the conference finals, and then moved on to all the way to national championships. So I'm forever grateful I flew back.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dedication. Not very many players would have done that. That's awesome. Good for you.
It's all those teams that I played for outside of the national team. They're there every day in your journey and, pushing you forward. And I owned that for the girls, and I had to go back. So
yeah. Was 2010 Olympics your first time in Vancouver?
Yes, it was.
And what did you think? Obviously, you stayed in BC. Now,
Yeah, I loved it. I loved everything about it, to be honest. The city, the atmosphere. I felt like the Canadians were cheering for us. To be honest, like after Canada, I felt like it was almost like playing home in a way. Everyone was always cheering for us, other than when we played Canada. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, playing in Canada for the Olympics in hockey, there's really no better place for that when people love the game so much. So yeah, I would say that was definitely up there for my experiences. It was overall just, yeah, it was so much fun.
it goes down as, for me and Mike's, like the best 2 weeks of our lives. Like,
I bet.
yeah, it was awesome because we would make the trip downtown just for the party scene, and we're trying to party every day for 2 weeks straight.
It's a long.
I just never forget to like walking the streets, and like it didn't matter if you were from Finland or you're from Sweden or you were from wherever you were from. It didn't matter. Everyone was high-fiving each other, and everyone was having a good time. It was like the whole world came together.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing about sports is like once it's about that, no one cares anymore where you're from, and you just all enjoy it together. And yeah, it's really, really cool atmosphere.
Oh. And then take me back to 2018, 2019, playing for the Inferno. Your first goal against Noah Ratti. If I said the name right, I might have butchered it.
Close, Ratu.
Okay.
Okay. Would that be the sister of the Ratti brothers that we're looking, Mike?
No, they're not related. I don't think. I already asked her that.
I don't think they're related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not.
First goal about it was. I think it was. It's funny because I'm terrible at interviews because I usually don't remember anything. But this one I for some reason do remember. So you picked a good question.
Yeah.
It was a slap shot from Brianne Jenner. From the blue line, and I think I was somewhere in the slot and ended up tipping it in. And I wasn't, for that team, my role was not goal scoring and being that player on a team that was just stacked with amazing players from the U.S. and Canada. But scoring on Nora, my first goal in the league, I'm sure it felt good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And did you have any good chirps or good stories to tell her after?
I don't think so. I think it was enough just to score on her. It didn't happen very often, so I'm sure that was enough for her.
Do you have a go-to celebration when you scored?
Yeah, I think I did. I think it changed along the way, but. It was kind of like the one knee up and like a arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a funny question.
Who would you say the best player you played with and against was?
With and against. Wow, there's so many to think about. I could just start a list, but I think definitely from defense, I would say Casey Bellamy, who I played with and against both.
Mm-hmm.
She would be definitely up there, not just because of hockey skill. There's so many skilled players out there, but just as a teammate, as an athlete, just an incredible person. And playing with her was a huge honor for me. And I think for my last year too, to be able to play with someone who's been through it all, like I have, same age. Lots of similar experiences. We started on the national teams at the same time, so that was really, really cool. I don't know who to choose. To be other ones from Team Finland, I have to say Michelle Karvinen is super special. She's just an incredibly skilled player. Could be one of the top players on any national team if you switch her around. Different teams. Brianne Decker.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
List
those are all good,
but those are some that come to my mind.
Of course.
And you were the first Finnish player to win the Clarkson Cup. And, you know, that's that.
Yeah, someone told me that actually. That same day we won, someone told me that.
Okay. And then, of course, you won bronze in the women's worlds in 08, 09, and 2017. Are you like Finland's best lady hockey player? Are you Finland's Haley Wickenheiser?
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I think you're probably the best Finnish hockey player for women.
Oh, you just because I'm the only one you know from Finland right now. Just look for the better ones.
True.
Honestly, any younger player even entering the program in the last years when I played, there are some really good players coming. Like it's insanity. I definitely ended it at the right time because it would have been the end anyways.
Yeah. And that was one question I didn't really write down here. But what was it like when it's always like Canada and US is the two big powerhouses, and like how does that feel knowing that almost going into every tournament you're playing for the third place? And I mean, not to sound bad, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I think that was my biggest driver to play as long as I did. Was that I thought I'm gonna keep going. I just realized like we started to get in really, really good committed players every year. The team got better every year. And I feel like the gap got smaller. And then when you end up having 22 players that are, you know, crazy enough to believe that we are going to be the team that is going to one day beat them, and we need to know what we need to beat them, and we stuck to it. We probably the best shaped team out there, to be honest, out of all the teams. Super annoying to play against. We knew that we needed to execute on the power play, and we had to keep them on the outside, and then we have Nora in net, so who cares if there's 60 shots if they come from the outside. And then there's people that, you know, say things kind of like you did too back home, like, why do you play? Like, you're never going to make it to the final. And then that always was the spark. It's like, okay, I'm going to keep playing one more year and I'm going to get even better. And
Ryan, sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
And you did get that silver at you finished second at the 2019 Women's Worlds.
Yeah.
And you finally did it. And is that why you retired the next day?
No, I had decided that before the season ended.
Oh.
It took me a while to decide if I'm going to play that season after all. And then I got that opportunity to play in Calgary with some of the best players in the world. And I just thrive in that environment when it's a, you know, struggle every day to prove that you're good enough to do it. And I wanted to take on that challenge, and then Worlds in Finland. And I was like, I played this long. I want to experience that. And again, thankfully I did. I can't believe that was my end of my career, making it to the final. Like,
yeah,
I still can't believe it.
And see, with Ryan's statement, I feel like that was like maybe 5 to 10 years ago. I feel like nowadays all the teams are so close. Like Canada, Russia, Finland, Sweden, like all the women's teams are all getting better and better. Like I feel like the competition is so much better. It's not always guaranteed Canada, US anymore.
Yeah.
No, I would say Finland's jumped into the same bracket with them. And then, like you said, there's so many other countries coming and that everyone's getting better. And I think once there's a league where everyone gets to play in the same league from different countries and all the best players, just like men's hockey, that's when things start to even out. And
that's coming too Monday soon. There will be a league like that.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying.
Do you have any hobbies outside of sports or any hidden talents?
Hidden talents. My dog is playing with this annoying squeaky toy. Just a second. I'm going to take it away from him. I can't even think.
What kind of dog?
He's a golden doodle.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hidden talents.
Hidden talents or any hobbies outside of sports?
Any hobbies? Well, I still play a lot of sports. I love tennis now. That's always fun. Wanting to learn more of that. Last summer, and I think just living here in Penticton is so hot. I was, almost every day swimming in the lake.
Yeah.
Like longer distance. Hidden talents. I can knit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. What else can I think about?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Maybe something that no one would expect. But yeah, if you wanted me to knit you a pair of mitts, like I could do it.
Yeah, you probably need that for the winters up in Penticton.
Yeah.
If you go ahead, Mike, if you got it, or I'm gonna shoot the dinner one.
Go ahead.
Okay, if you were having a dinner party and you could invite 3 famous people, who are you inviting?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive? Michael Jackson.
Yeah, nice one.
One dead, one down. I would have to choose some female athlete. I would probably invite Serena Williams.
Okay,
yeah.
Wicked.
I have to say something political, I feel like right now. Yeah, maybe I would Barack Obama would be really cool.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
See, I always go with Tupac for music.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, because it'd be funny to sit at the table and share jokes with him, and then Hulk Hogan would be
cool.
somebody. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I always go with Muhammad Ali, Wayne Gretzky, or Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
And he still tells the story while his wife stands beside him. I chirped him last episode when he said that. I'm like, oh, you only say that because the wife's not home from work yet. But hey, she's home now.
God.
Mike. Okay, hang on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you still work for True North and the Winnipeg Jets? Because you were the first woman hired there, I believe.
Yeah, so when I came here in Penticton, I have enough on my plate here that I can't. I do a lot of stuff too on the side, but the Penticton coaching job is my main job.
Oh, so was that just while you were in Manitoba then?
Yeah, that's when I was there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how long have you been in Penticton then?
Since last July.
Oh,
okay.
A year.
Now, are you coaching with the Okanagan Hockey Academy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Dixon Ward, we had him on the show as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we had Dixon Ward on the show maybe 3 months ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good guy.
My dog got a second squeaky toy. I'll keep taking these.
That's what I tell my dog will sit here and be quiet the whole time, all day. But the moment
he knows his experience.
The moment you start recording an episode, all of a sudden he wants to play with his toy and he's running around, jumping around. I got a French bulldog named Tupac.
Aw.
Yeah.
Who's the other coach up there with Dixon Ward at the Hockey Academy? There's another ex-Canuck. Who coaches with him?
Robert Dirk.
That's the one. Yeah. I was trying to think. Yeah.
Yeah.
We already asked that one. What would you say the favorite rink is that you've ever played in?
Favorite rink. Again, terrible memory, so I probably can't go to the right one. But I have to say the one that everyone hated when I played with the Bisons in Winnipeg. I loved going to play in Saskatchewan at that old barn on campus.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone hated, and that was just the rink that I knew, like, oh, this is my rink. Yeah. I like old rinks usually better than new ones.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Again, there's just so many again. Slapshot's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, any old hockey movies, they're good.
Okay. Were you white stick tape or black stick tape?
White on the blade and black on top.
Okay. And favorite Gatorade color?
Blue.
If there's $1,000 prize on the line, you had to sing one karaoke song. What song are you singing?
You're not gonna know any of the Finnish ones, I would sing, but yeah, probably Whitney Houston and something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite sports quote?
I don't have one.
No. Okay.
Okay, Mike,
I find them very cheesy often, so I just, like those paintings on walls at rinks, like
yeah,
like a Hallmark card.
Yeah.
So when you're like training the young kids nowadays, what's one common factor you see in the young kids nowadays in sports?
Unfortunately, specialization of hockey too early. I think the same thing. Anyone around my age, we just played. We played because it was fun, and it didn't matter what game it was, what sport it was, and everything was always a game. And now you can see that it's. I don't know when that happened, and I see it especially in Canada. I think a little more than back home in Finland is the hockey, and all summer long, the same stuff, same movements, and that's not good for a young person and their body, for their coordination and all of that. So I wish more kids played different sports and didn't commit to hockey or just one sport at a young age.
No, I'm 100% with you on that, and I feel like it's almost like the parents, the dads, kind of like, my kid's playing hockey. They don't even give the kid the choice to go play other sports. Like in Canada especially, I feel like so many great NHL players all played lacrosse. Because I mean, you got the hand-eye coordination, you got the contact, all that kind of stuff.
And we see it with the football prospects, even sometimes when we interview them, you get tons of there's these 10 and 11-year-old kids that have like six-pack abs and they're fully trained.
It's like, you should not look like that yet.
No, not at 11 years old. Not at 11 years old. You're not supposed to look like a 25-year-old guy in his prime. Okay, so that's what do you want to do and accomplish in the next 5 to 10 years?
That's not my favorite question. I feel like
whatever.
No, I can still answer. Whatever I would say, I feel like I would probably do the opposite. So it makes no sense to answer anyways. But I'm very much like kind of now
go with the flow.
Person. Yeah, and I'm still so new to coaching too. And people ask me where am I going with this? Like, I don't know. I'm just here right now. And
living the dream.
And,
and that's cool that hockey can bring you into something like that. The sport of hockey can open up jobs for people.
Yeah, I do have my own business that I started last summer, VH Hockey, back home in Finland, my own hockey camp. And when I ran that, it was so fun. It was so awesome and something of my own. And so I hope to keep growing that a little bit on the side and come up with new ideas. And I want to do something with that.
Okay. Mike, you gonna go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Sorry?
Who would you want to play you in a movie about because they're gonna obviously make a movie about the greatest Finnish women's hockey player ever. Who do you want it to be?
Some famous actress, you mean?
Like
like Sandra Bullock.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, she would be
Good choice. I'm sure you've been asked a million times, but have you ever had the chance to meet the Finnish Flash? Did you ever get to train with him or skate with him or anything like that?
So Vancouver Olympics, because in the Olympic Village, you always stay in the same building with people from the same country, athletes from the same country. So I do remember eating cake with him in the room while watching another sport. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Mike?
Yeah. Hey, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time for us today and coming on and chatting with us. Obviously, we want to promote you, and we're fans of you, and it meant a lot to us to chat with you.
Absolutely, that was fun. Anytime.
Perfect.
And I wish you best of luck with the rest of your, obviously, with your career and everything like that, and hopefully you get your hockey school going.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a nice hat, by the way. That yellow one, but also
Yeah,
the
thank you.
one. But that yellow one's super nice.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hey sent you.